I guess the question then becomes, if you were God, what would you do? And what wouldn't you do? And in the what would you do, how would you do what you are doing? And how would you elicit what you aren't doing? And are we doing this all together? What would you do? As the alone goes to the alone and finds themselves as all owning the conceptuality of godliness. What would you do? What wouldn't you do? And what would you do? How would you do what you are doing? How would you elicit and illustrate what you wouldn't do and what you haven't done if you had to do that? And how are we doing that all together? As we look out, our words become flesh. As we look in, our flesh becomes word. This is the magnanimous altruism of benevolence, of admiration and adoration and respect. That everything is apparently a gift in giving. The alignment of genius, the emphasis of character, the contrast of spirit, the brilliance of context, and the substance of chemistry. Being to each their own, and our every each othering our own, quivering, hovering of the alien center and the nothing, something, everything contracts of constituencies, constitutions, and the composings of arcing covenants, the arcing milieu, the to each their own, the arcing milieu, like that. The God alien all around. Ever know. Well, I'm looking before I'm leaping, but I can't help in the flash dash appearing as I'm peeking, seeming as I'm seeping. The seething is the seeking. The seeing is beseeching. To each their own, and ever all was oming home, but whatever did we own if we were always on the roaming zone of God's sown infinite stitching, bewitching the...
In a half mile, turn right onto Virginia 123 South.
Odd phone. Fairly Odd Parents was the merry fairy, too, in which the apple-seeding tree, fruit-bearing. Constituency. Majesty of Majesty, the astronaut of astronauts, astronomical of the astronomer, whatever astronics. All of life is the face of God. All of life is also shit. Taking one step at a time. Different roads are truly differently magnetized. It is all itself. And the wonder of wonder, the mystery of mystery, it is all sort of feeling itself out. If not to every own, then the Pandora's box ever opening. Truly, I do not know what would resolve it besides to every each is own, but such a sharing would be in the fully wild strivings, one step at a time, in the presence of presence. Oh, Majesty of Majesty, astronomics of the astronomical. What are you aspiring to? What have you been inspiring? What can you build others to be inspired to aspire to? What illusions are truly illusions? What will be dispelled? One step at a time, fully wild. It is the weight of the world. The weight, W-E-I-G-H-T-W-A-I-T, the weight of the weight. Either way, either or is both the weight of the world. The resolve is your resolve. That is the spirit of spirit, which is reflected from the transcended object at the end of all time that we are bringing home. That is the sharing that is carrying the way of the world. the sentient sentiment that is your spirit on its ways, going home. The transcended objectivity, which is everything, which nothing can be taken from. It is itself, all will to live. 226, 227, 5s and 4s and 5s, perfect 10s and 11s, delivering from my 1-2 to the 1-3. Are you all right, man? What are you here for, brother? Trust is power. Love is trust. Fear is trust. All is itself. Nothing is itself. Everything is anything. Something is something. Something to you. But someone else can be something. Can be someone to share it with. Astronomically, the eclipsings of eclipsings, the self of self, the majesty of majesty, the bewilderment of bewilderment, the metabolisms of metabolism, of the metabolism, the epicenter of epicenter, presence of presence, astronomer, of astronauts, salutations of salutations, apparently. The Oming circle, the Oming home, the full circle, the labyrinth, Pandora's box, the Minotaur who befriends you as the gatekeeper, to Neo the symbol, into flying flights for the sake of love, into the Trinity's matrix, the meta-omni hypermyth, geometrically inspiring everything, the self of self, the enlightenment, the enkindlement, the enamoring, the respecting all is the best of the bests, that all contrast is brilliance, all context is spirit, all chemistry is substance, all wonder is wonder. There's nothing truly detached, though everything is perfectly bequeathed. Pure desire it is, as king, with clean hands, to reach out, to be reaching, to be grasping, detachment, to be royalty and received as nothing else, yet everything must be prismatically splayed in order to enable and enamor and catalyze the precipitations of the amalgamized alchemy mystically itself, the method of the madness, the rhyme of the reason. 504. Anyway, in the salutations of salvations, redemption for me is to deliver something else to somebody right now, but pleasant deliberations, as sound is sound, exactly is exactly, enough is enough, nothing is nothing, home is oming home. The incredible goat's beard to you that it takes one to know one, takes one to know one. Wow, it's profound. I was listening last night, 1-2 infinity is coming back to perfect chrysalises, though after oneness is known and two-ness is known, sort of infinity is all the sameness sort of is known, but takes one to know one, sort of the integer into the presence of the perpetual motions, machines, profoundness, the majesty of majesty, the grandness of grandness, the presence of presence, the astronomical of the astronomical, the astronaut who is the only astronaut, takes one to life, takes one to that which is most omnipotent and most profound and most apparent, that we are all children of the known one who knows nothing, yet entertains and humors all audiences, all purveying, seeking to, I imagine, found more findings, that we are of it as foundness, and then life is this sort of reproduction of itself that we attach to questioning in order to expanding, transform, blossom, flourishing, captivate, cultivating, in order to rhythmatically personify God's as myth and itself then as the transcended object again on this matrix paradigm, and it is founding itself, recapitulating into the cat space of the all-myth, the sublimation of archetypes that it is, the grace of space, the grace of haste that it is knowing of itself, and the passion progress of knowing of itself. It is simply the awking of the clock, the octopus king. Hauling of mirrors, the wishing well, the perpetual mesh machine, the Eternium cube, the philosopher's stone, the clever clover, the plant, the kingdom qualities, characteristics, dimensions, the milieu of all substances, character, genius, brilliance, spirit. Alright. Infinite minute here to you. It was just a dime. It's just a dime. Toodaloo! My challenge to you is to ever guide yourselves as realizing this is a point of symmetry with all selves, that which are yourself ever, always. Are you living for this moment, or have you been dying to see the Super Bowl, which is a slaughterhouse? What entity and what forces do you entertain and humor in the dialectic, magnetic, electric quandaries and kingdoms of self itself? The magnetic gravity, the electric zeal, and the dialectic dining, the thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. We have a sort of always equidistant nature of nature, spirit of spirits. Mastery of the elements, as we are the avatars of consciousness. The zodiacal profound leads from ahead. It is not that we are following it, it is that it is us, ourselves, following itself. That it was made before we were made, so we are children in the Garden of Genesis. The time is itself immovable object, and we are the unstoppable force, and so we are making it up, characteristically characteristic, playing pretend, sojourn, journey, soulfully journeying. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Getting somewhere in the fresh to death. Comingly coming, it's best to refresh, impress the test, which you already passed. The future is bass, and you are the presence of presence in the ship's hailing holy sailing mast. The who mast, the avocado, water, peachy keen pear, the pears, the blues of the new berry.